Alright, here we got Robotech II, The Sentinels, issue number 4 from Eternity Comics, published all the way back in February 1989. Several months back I reviewed issue number 3, and I love the cover of issue number 3. Number 4, not so much. It's got a guy with purple hair being squashed by an alien. That sounds alright, but really the design isn't one of their better ones. In fact, this whole issue is kind of a dud, but if you're going to read one of these, you may as well read them all. They're really cheap and easy to collect today and tell the continuing story of Rick Hunter and Lisa Hayes, and it's not too bad. They're not great, but for fans of Robotech, they're kind of entertaining. The series was drawn by twins Jason and John Waltrip. John does the art for this issue, and I think he's better at backgrounds and machinery than the people. So the faces and expressions are a bit weak in this one, but we've got some good moments in here, starting with the alien, the Invid, squashing some humans. They're actually the Robotech masters on planet Tyrol, but then he tosses them this ball, which is clearly a giant bomb, and blows them all up, so that's a good chuckle. Then we move on to the other plot here, which is Rick Hunter's impending marriage to Lisa Hayes, but for whatever reason, he still has feelings for that annoying bint Min-May. And I've probably waited 25 to 30 years after seeing the Holy Grail to use that word in a sentence properly, and I've finally done it. Been used in a sentence, achievement unlocked. Anyway, after that we move on to the Invid commander here or whatever, who's fighting with his wife. She thinks he's incompetent, and to prove her wrong, he's gonna find the Flower of Life or Protoculture Matrix or whatever on planet Tyrol, which is why they're killing all of the Robotech masters, who are really a giant bunch of pussies. Getting right to the point, this is a subpar comic and a mediocre series to begin with, but there's still some pretty good background detail and familiar, likable characters. Here's a close-up look at some of the artwork. I like the giant brain. The Invid brain is great. Like giant brains with bubbles that talk, you really can't go wrong with that. So the Invid take off and leave a bunch of mechanical monstrosities behind to continue terrorizing the population and killing everybody. And that's where things get fun. Here's a close-up look at some more of the artwork, which is in black and white, as you can probably tell by now. Do not adjust your monitor, the comic book is in black and white. We get a bit of dialogue between the characters, and then this fun part where a few of the Robotech masters who are left alive try to ambush an Invid patrol in the valley and fail miserably. Good times. I like that guy's hair, that's pretty stylish. You gotta look good when you're being killed by the Invid. So like I said, don't buy one of these issues. If you're gonna read Robotech II: The Sentinels, just buy them all. They're really cheap. It's a decent read, and actually one of my favorite parts of these comics is the letters to the editor at the end, which are written by fans of Robotech, or at least some of the writers pretending to be fans of Robotech. They're kind of entertaining. Before the internet, people actually wrote letters to the editor. So there you go, issue number 4. I think there's 16 comics in this series. Join the Protoculture Addicts. That sounds fun. See you back here for a review of issue number 5. The best of Classic Game Room is on DVD, Blu-ray, and Laser Hypervision album set.